Welcome and thank you so much for joining the EmpruV Expense Reduction Referral Partner Program webinar. We're going to get started in about 20 seconds. We're going to be here for roughly about 10 or 15 minutes. We're going to let a few more people join us. We have a lot of CPAs, CFOs, wealth advisors, and corporate attorneys on this webinar. Very excited to have all of you here to talk about our opportunity today. So let's go ahead and get started and get you in and out in about 10 or 15 minutes. We'll have a chance to answer some questions at the end of the webinar, so you'll be able to put your questions in the chat box below. We'll get as many of those answered as possible, but if we do not get to your questions, don't worry about it. We'll give you some contact information at the end, or you can get in touch with the person that brought you here to this webinar. So let's jump right in. We're going to talk about who we are and what we do, also who we help, how we've helped them in the past, how we can help your clients. We're also going to do an expense reduction case study and show you how that worked out for that particular client. How we can help you. We're going to provide a few testimonials. Then we're going to talk about the offers that we have for you and the revenue share model that we've put together for you. Answer some questions and then also give out our contact information. So, who we are EmpruV, and EmpruV is a subsidiary of Diamond Business Advisors. The EmpruV Consulting Group is comprised of two main partners. That's Jason Gary, that's myself, and Kevin Harrington. Kevin Harrington, for those of you who do not know who he is one of the original sharks on Shark Tank. He is also considered the pioneer of the infomercial, and so it's responsible for a lot of products such as the juicer by Jack LaLanne, and the George Foreman grill, and the Ginsu knife, and so he's done all that. And myself, I've worked for Tony Robbins and Business Breakthroughs and was responsible for consulting multi-billion-dollar multinationals. And so together we've helped grow or fund over 40,000 businesses in our lifetimes and have partnered with roughly 15 companies, either having an equity position in those companies or as spokespeople, in which we've grown each into multi-million-dollar businesses. EmpruV is also a stakeholder in a radio network called World Radio Networks. World Radio Networks and its 70 shows gets roughly 30 million podcast downloads a month. Kevin and I currently host a show called Big Pitch Radio. Big Pitch Radio is in 37 markets and can be heard by roughly 7.9 million people on a weekly basis. And we're very excited to be here to offer this opportunity. Feel like it's a chance to help people in your industries grow their practices, grow their firms, grow your clients' businesses, and it's a way that we've merged a couple of tools and resources together in a very unique way that provides everybody here on this call a very wonderful opportunity that we're excited to talk to you about. Today we're going to talk about 2 points of discussion: expense reduction and World Radio Networks. So let's get right into it. What we do on the expense reduction side is we go into companies typically $5-10 million in revenue and above as part of our EmpruV Consulting Group, and we analyze the expense side of a business only. We work to really understand the savings opportunities that exist within that organization, and we typically work with businesses, like I mentioned, with revenues exceeding $5 million. We are compensated on a percentage of the savings. We do not collect a fee unless we save money, and only then do we collect our fees. So there's no savings, so there's no fee. We don't collect any money out of pocket up front. There's no cost for our analysis, no cost for our consulting work. If we find savings and achieve savings, then we get a percentage of those savings. On the World Networks, Radio Network side, we develop, broadcast, and market over 70 radio shows. We have other radio networks underneath World Radio Networks, one of them being Business Radio Networks, where we house other shows. And then we also work with our host on an individual one-on-one basis to develop strategies to monetize a radio show through client development. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we get further into the webinar. Here's who we help. In the expense reduction side of our business, we focus on industries such as construction, distribution, real estate, manufacturing, restaurants, retail, and then within that, the different services and products within the focus areas that we focus on are communications, equipment, financials, freight, supplies, utilities, insurance products, and other things that will help a business reduce its expenses. On the World Radio Networks side, we really work with a lot of folks who want to brand themselves, get their message out there. They're authorities in their particular industries, such as authors, writers, speakers, individual companies, and associations, like we're working with the International Franchise Association to develop a show for them. How we've helped these clients on the expense reduction side, in hundreds of cases, we've been able to find savings opportunities that were not identified by the client or their internal staff, that has resulted in hundreds of millions of dollars in savings for our clients. And we'll show you a case study a little bit further on in the webinar. The World Radio Networks, we are able to show radio show hosts how to actually monetize radio by using it to develop clients. And we'll talk again a little bit more about that coming up. How we can help your clients. We can position ourselves with you, alongside of you, as an outsourced solution that works with your clients and provides value add for your clients beyond what you're already doing for them. So this is an augmentative effort, but also alongside of you, we can really add value. The second thing we do is we do all the heavy lifting for you to identify these savings opportunities with your clients. This is all we do every single day. And so we are attuned to all the different opportunities that exist, and we are able to really help put these together for you, while it allows you to focus on what you do best. Your clients can take advantage of our over 70 years of building a lot of relationships with many, many vendors out there in all the various capacities, whether it be logistics, transportation, waste management, energy, even website design, search engine optimization, all the different things that a business typically needs to operate on a daily basis. We've done a great job over the years building substantial relationships, which give us buying power that's not available to the average CPA, CFO that's working internally within an organization. Your clients can also enjoy greater savings, superior services. So not only are we looking to establish an opportunity for the clients to save money, but we're also looking for them to give an opportunity to participate with a vendor that has a superior product or service as well. So we're really trying to bring two of those components together at the same time. At which point the subsequent event is that you're going to further bolster your value to that client. Now, one of the case studies we have is with a wholesale distributor. They have 120 locations in 9 different states. They're a top 10 supplier in its industry, and they engaged us, and we were able to review their transportation expenses and also their supply costs, their office supply costs. And it's a very well run company, so very strong. They have a long-held reputation, and we ended up reviewing over 50,000 invoices, totaling about $3.9 million in transportation and office supply expenses. And we were able to analyze the market conditions, improve efficiency, and negotiate and improve vendor pricing. At the end of the day, the net result was we were able to reduce the office supply expenses by 42%, transportation by 28%, and the inbound transportation was converted from prepaid to collect, resulting in 36% savings. Our recommendations added more than $1 million annually to the client's bottom line, and the implementation and execution had minimal disruption, ultimately helped this wholesaler distribute more money to its stakeholders, and everybody was happy and still is today. This is how we can help you. One of the things you want to focus on as a service provider in your space, whether you're CPA, CFO, corporate attorney, is in today's market, the idea is to provide as much value to your client, and a lot of times that comes with the ability to offer a different services to them. And the first thing we focus on is differentiator. Have a differentiation within your space. This may be the most obvious benefit to anyone adding these tax and expense reduction services to an existing practice. Prospecting for new clients is only going to get harder with increasing competition. So moving forward and trying to pick up new clients, having this as an other opportunity for your clients is only going to bolster your chances of securing a new client. And so it's important differentiate yourself from the competition. On a diversification standpoint, it also makes sense to add other revenue sources and improve your ability to withstand future slumps in the marketplace or in your business. And you can then reduce the risk of that happening by strengthening your client relationships with cost-saving services your clients are just absolutely going to love. So the easiest and most efficient prospecting comes by expanding the business with your current clients. And then finally, repositioning yourself. You can substantially reposition yourself and your firm as a business advisor, bringing real bottom line value to your clients and prospects. When what you offer prospects isn't just another expense, but actual cash flow benefit, much of it from the government, you're seen in an entirely different and more favorable light. From the radio network side, we will position yourself as a leading expert. That is first and foremost. It's important out there to do something different than everybody else. You want to brand yourself, and we will help you brand yourself as a radio show host. You'll be taught how to use radio to build your firm or your practice and gain exposure in the exact marketplace that you operate through very targeted marketing efforts that come with what we do over at World Radio Networks. Here's just a few testimonials. As a result, in the expense reduction side, as a result of working with EmpruV Consulting throughout the past 7 years, we have realized significant savings in multiple expense areas. That was from a VP of Finance for a publicly traded international media company, and then a CFO from a multi-state beverage distributor had this to say about EmpruV. It has been our pleasure to work with EmpruV Consulting not only over the past 4 years, but also on a continuing basis, since we have found their services have added hard dollar value to our organization. World Radio Networks, this comes from one of our network buyers. He posted, I wasn't sure about how fast I would get my ROI by starting a radio network and launching shows on that network, but the very first show we launched, CEO Roundtable Show, allowed me to get my $250,000 investment within 2 months. He's a Harvard alumni and United Nations speaker. Here are the offers. We have expense reduction. So what we wanted to do is, for those that were able to, within the confines of not having a conflict of interest, take a revenue share opportunity with us. Any client that you refer that engages in EmpruV's expense reduction services, we will offer a commission on both the savings achieved and any services rendered by EmpruV's affiliate providers where EmpruV is engaged in a revenue share relationship with the service provider. So if we engage in client expense reduction, and let's say they take advantage of a logistics company, and if we have an affiliate relationship with that logistics company, and there's a chance that we get a revenue share opportunity with them, and we will pass that along to you in a commission. The commission payout for any of those services and or the savings that are achieved with a client that we pay to a referring partner is 20% net for both savings and services. Using the case study that we talked about above for the wholesale distribution firm, where we saved $1 million annually for that organization, the commission would have been approximately $60,000 that would have been paid over 2 years for just one client. So you can see the financial implications in a positive way should you become a direct referrer for our services. And an indirect referral, should you introduce us to anybody in an industry that also has clients/businesses that they in turn refer us to subsequently, clients that we engage that turn into a client, you will receive a 5% override on any revenue generated from the work performed for the end client. The company that has referred that client are also offered the same opportunity that we offer our direct referral partners of 20% net. So there's an opportunity to make money off of things that you do directly, and then if you introduce us to anybody else that introduces us to clients, you can also make a 5% override commission on those as well. So it can become pretty lucrative to not have to do that much work as well. So the offers, part 2. So World Radio Networks refer just one client and get your own radio show. If you just refer one client with revenues that exceed $5 million, then our investors have agreed to underwrite the cost for you to host your own radio show for life. So they do have to become a client and engage, but as soon as they engage, we will begin to work with you on building your own radio show out. And this is what we will offer to help you do that. We will help you develop the concept of your show, build you a website, run the operations of each show with your own board operator, the one that manages the shows. We'll help you develop the intro. Again, manage the live show. So our board operator will take you in and out of commercials, call guests, everything to manage the operation of the exact show that's going on at the exact time. We'll broadcast that live, and then we'll record it and put it into a podcast. Then we market all of our shows and put that into social media channels. We create a marketing strategy that will go beyond even the marketing through the social media channels. And then we'll show you how to develop clients through inviting prospects on the air. That's a unique way of thinking about things, but we spend a lot of time building our client base by inviting guests on the air for whom we want to do business with. So again, all you have to really do is get one company with revenues that exceed $5 million to actually engage our services, and we will underwrite your show for life and provide all of those services that we just described in perpetuity. So let's go ahead and get to some questions right now, and then we'll wrap everything up. I'm a little bit long on time, but we've got about another minute or two. We'll get these questions in. So go ahead and put your questions in the chat box right there. The first question is, do I have to just refer clients to get to the radio deal, or am I encouraged to get them engaged in the expense reduction? So the idea is to make our jobs as easy as possible. So as CFOs and CPAs and corporate attorneys, you guys are really, and gals are really the patriarch in that relationship in a lot of ways. And so the closer you can get them to just agreeing to engage us with the expense reduction, the best chance we're going to have of moving forward and putting things together. We all win in that circumstance. So yeah, we would love to really bring us clients that have already agreed, but as close to that as possible if that is not possible. How many clients have to engage before I get the radio show deal? Again, just one. If you refer only one client with at least $5 million in revenue that actually engages our services, which again are 100% performance based. So to clarify, we don't get paid up front or anything like that. We only get paid once we achieve savings and a percentage of those savings. So again, it's zero risk to the client, and we never charge anything up front. And so if you could do that and we engage once we engage that client, we will begin to start to develop your show for you. So how long does it take to start getting paid off of expense reduction work? Expense reduction work takes a little time. It takes about 1 to 2 months to get everything settled in, and then to switch vendors, and then usually we'll start to see the savings roughly around month 3 and beyond. And again, we do engage clients for 2 years, so payouts happen for 2 years. And another additional comment to that is that the majority of the services that we find savings in are residual-based services, so like monthly services like energy and waste management, things like that. So when we find these savings, usually we get paid out, and then we also pay our referring partners out on a residual basis month by month for a 2-year term. So did you say, the next question is, so did you say that I can not only share the commission on the savings achieved as a result of your work, but also if the client switches services to a company that you are affiliated with where you get a commission? Did I hear that you would also share those commissions as well? That's exactly right. It makes sense for us to share in the entire relationship. We're looking to build really a long-term established relationship, so we are willing to very much compensate those who are willing to be proactive and work with us. So and we're not just limited to one client. Of course, if you want to refer more clients, that's of course encouraged, highly encouraged, and it keeps the whole engine running. So we're very excited to do that. Now, most of the services we have an affiliate relationship. Well, it's about half and half. So some of the services that a client may switch to, we have an affiliate relationship with, and others we don't. So if we don't have it, we may be looking to form that relationship, but sometimes it's just not feasible. It doesn't make sense. And so All right, so I want to honor my commitment on time for now, but please feel free to get back to the person that sent you to this webinar, and we would love to continue this dialogue with you, figure out how we can get started with you. We'll be putting this webinar in a recording and putting it on our website, and at the bottom of the page, you'll have a chance to supply your email address to get further information. So I just want to thank everybody for taking 15, well, actually 20 minutes out of the day to spend some time with us right now. And if you have any questions, again, get back with your person that sent you here, or you can call me directly. I'm Jason Gary, founder of both EmpruV Consulting as well as World Radio Networks, and I would love to just spend time with you and answer any questions you may have as well. So we look forward to partnering with you, and we hope that you'll partner with us here at EmpruV, and we are very excited to work with you. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.